I'm welcoming myself only because I see myself in all of you. So with that oneness note, let's begin. We all know that today there has been tremendous progress in various disciplines of science, including nanotechnology, stem cells, genetics, God particles, and whatnot. And that has given us with a lot of comforts, and especially in USA. But if I look within, do I have still inner unrest, disadjustments, stresses, clashes, or everything? And can my outer science resolve my inner issues? So this is here that where there is the need of holistic inner science. And if I extrapolate it more, my outer living, that is through the interface of mind, body, speech, whatever I'm using outside, and my inner living, both are important. And it's said by holistic scientists that if you put external happiness or comforts in one pan of the weighing scale, and you put inner happiness in the other, both should be balanced, or if there is a little bit of difference, it's all right. But if the outer comforts are very high and inner happiness is bigger, you have to resort to sleeping pills or psychiatric medicines, which Mukesh Desai is very much here. And I don't know, but it's said that the sale of psychiatric medicines is highest in the world in US. Okay? So science is one which can make humans happy in all perspectives, especially from within. Now before I go ahead, I'd also like to know how many of you are comfortable in English and how many of you really want in Gujarati. Please raise the hands.
Comfortable in English.
Comfortable in English. Okay. So I'll then continue in English. And in between, for how many of you want me to mix it with Gujarati? Please raise the hands. So the hands of Gujarati are made. I have to learn the technology. So I'll try to mix it with both English and Gujarati. So what is holistic inner science all about? In Gujarati, it can be said to be Antar Vignan, science of the inner self, or Vitrag Vignan. So it's a science of our own life and living. Science of I. Everybody knows I am. I is there. It is the king of everything. With a mind, body, speech, my inner machinery, and surroundings, circumstances with a natural regulatory system. It's a science of relative self in relation to real self, or you can say Purush and Prakriti, pure conscious and matter. There are two elements, one is pure conscious or Chetan, another is matter, how they are related, how they interact. Certain more important questions if I ask myself, what is in my realm and what is not? What can I do independently and what can I not do? In other words, people talk a lot about fate and free will. What is all that? Charge and discharge of karmic bonds or cause and effect, science of everything. So human life is said to be a very unique live experiment. So far we were knowing about the experiments being carried out in the laboratory. But if we look within, our own human life is a very unique ongoing experiment of the universe, and we have to understand that. So going further, the holistic inner science of Vitrag Vignan includes everything from the art and science of daily living right up to the absolute pure knowledge, the ultimate, which in scriptural terms is known as Keval Jnana, or the pure absolute knowledge, or everything in the cosmos or universe as a whole. It is experienced and revealed by the absolute ones. You may say them Tirthankars or enlightened ones. But what is more important is it can be experienced by one and all. The science can be said to be a science only when many more people can experience the same thing or have the same truths following the same fundamentals. So, how does it work? For the understanding the holistic inner science, you have to understand the science of relative inner self, and that contains mind, reflective consciousness, intellect and ego. We'll deal with it in the afternoon session when the Swami Dipakanandi will handle these issues. I'm just mentioning it. And it's not only the machinery of mind, reflective consciousness, intellect and ego, it's under the influence of beliefs, opinions, I and my. This is a very powerful thing, we'll deal it with later on. I, how it is connected to everything to be said is my or mine, and what's the powerful impact of this. And If I have to say it very simply, if I am doing anything, any experiment, if my knowledge or understanding is correct, results, desirable results will come effortlessly. But if my understanding is incorrect, the results will not come. So it is said that you can have happy, harmonious, rich inner living if your understanding is correct. If it is not correct, no matter what you try, you will not have that. You will have all the puzzles everywhere. And of course, the understanding gets coupled with awareness. So here is a diagrammatic picture that, as it was said, the input goes through 5 senses and the machinery is same, but there is a filter in between of the vision and belief which affects everything. We are all sitting. There may be 5, 10, 15 people viewing same instance, but the reaction, responses, perceptions and effects are different. Why? Because everybody's belief or the perception is different about that. Now, I drift a little bit to connect it with the modern sciences, that as a doctor or so many scientists are now trying to study what is the connection of body, mind and consciousness. Initially we were talking about only body health, but now we have realized, and even WHO has said, that all these three are interconnected, and mind, conscious mind, subconscious mind, unconscious mind, everything. Certain people, neurosciences are trying to understand what is brain and what is mind and whether they are different or they are same or it's connected. Body has the autonomic nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic, and I'll come to it a little in the next slide. And there are a lot of psychosomatic diseases. What is going on through my mind and my inner self does affect to my body positively or negatively, leading to stress, leading to so many psychosomatic diseases. So it is not only a mere talk, it's affecting at all levels, and that's why I must know it. Here is the brain, right from upper, it goes down through the spinal cord, and at various levels it gets affected, and that's known as antaskaran. This is just to show you, make you aware that simple looking things. Suppose somebody sends me a good message on WhatsApp, oh, you did nice job, and everything starts affecting throughout my cellular level to the body. And somebody says me some absurd words through the WhatsApp, what nonsense you were talking, and everything starts affecting right through these mechanisms. Simple looking things. There are no wires joined, still it has effect. These are just to make you aware that how these things are working. And there are various stress hormones, main of them being cortisol and adrenaline. And this is the glandular structure, that how these various mind or various things through the body affects all the glands of the body, ultimately affecting your body. So different conditions of mind do have the effect on the body. So what I'm trying to tell you is some simple visions will not only make you well off within, but throughout your body, and it can cure your diseases. Now there has been some interesting studies that there has been metaphysical, there are so many scientists which are trying to study the metaphysical things, and there has been aura photographies. And it has been well documented that if I'm angry, my aura is different. If I'm kind, my aura is different. If I'm meditating, my aura is different. So Vitaraka said them as leshyas. So state of my inner being, which is a dynamic thing depending on my visions or understanding, do have all the documentable changes outside. There are some scientific correlations. There is a scientist known as Bill Tiller in Arizona and Marilyn Squills in California. They came out with this documented thing that our thoughts can affect the physical matter and thus the physical outcome. Then the thoughts come, they create the real effects. So if I am having some good thoughts about Mukesh Bhai, or I am within my mind I'm absconding him, or I am telling something bad, I say, who is knowing? No, it's affecting me also, it's affecting everything. There was an intention experiment, there was a box was taken, 6 meditators were called, and they were asked to meditate on the box, suggesting that wherever the box is taken, it should be able to raise the pH of distilled water by 1. And it was experimentally proved. After that, the box was taken 1500 miles away, and over a period of time it could raise the pH by 1. And next time the command was given, it should decrease the pH by 1, and that was also documented. Meaning thereby, our subconscious chit energy does have the effect on the physical outcomes. There is another scientist, Berkeley Rubik, in the Temple University of Philadelphia, who also came out with the things that there is definite interaction between consciousness and matter. And those of you who want to know more, there is a journalist known as Courtney Hazel from UK. She has moved all over the world trying to meet such scientists and get the information, and there are a lot many documented informations over there. So coming back to our holistic science, this was a bridge I was trying to create, that whatever we are trying to understand, it has lot more meanings than only the words or advice or wisdom. So holistic inner science is all inclusive, all comprehensive. It is useful and beneficial to one and all, irrespective of caste, color, creed, nationality, faith or socio-economic status. And it's well said that the universe is within, Pindeso Brahmande. The whole universe is being reflected within this my small body. And that's why I should know, and everything is part of a whole and interconnected. You and me probably feel that no, I'm separate and I'm not connected with anything, anybody else, but it's not true. We are all in everything, and anything is connected and is a part of a whole. So what are the benefits which one can expect by knowing this holistic inner science? Of course, obviously happy, harmonious, human living, not human only, human living, inner freedom in whatever set of circumstances, favorable or unfavorable, liked by us or disliked by us, I can experience my inner freedom. More importantly, I can realize my inner potentials, and I want to know the ultimate truth of life and living, and of course, ultimate goal of liberation. So this is well possible by knowing this. This seminar, the presentations will be followed by interactive sessions. Make it live by asking as many questions. In fact, if you ask me, I really don't love to talk or present much, but in front of the new people, I have to give some background, but I love more to answer the questions. So it's all ours and by us. We may not look at academic completeness. You may feel that my presentation, I may leave some slides because the time is over. Rajnibai may ring the bell that your time is over, and I may leave few slides as such. But whatever we will flow through, even if it leads us to inner journey and gives us even a single vision which can have the beneficial effect in the life to come, I think the job is well achieved. And please put the cell phones in silent mode. Seminar kit you must have seen. And a word about holistic scientist. One who has the thorough experience of real self and relative self. Prakriti and Atma. જેને બંનેનો પૂરેપૂરો અનુભવ છે એને આપણે અનુભવી holistic scientist કહીએ છીએ, વિતરાગ વિજ્ઞાની, whose all doership ego and mindless ego has vanished, who can throw light on science of conscious and matter related to conscious, has only one wish, that let this science reach to one and all such that it all can attain peace and happiness. Sri Kanu Dadaji is the founder visionary of all this HSCRF Holistic Science Charitable Research Foundation, and I go to these two gentlemen who in the form of human have inside the tremendous experience of holistic science and made me to travel the same since 1977 when I happened to meet them. Now, you may hear a word, you may have heard or you may hear Dada Bhagwan. Now, who is Dada Bhagwan? Of course, he is not one seen in the picture, though the picture is labeled as Dada Bhagwan. So, but one manifests within as the pure absolute knowledge light, pure absolute vision light and infinite bliss. More importantly, real self of all of us itself is Dada Bhagwan, provided it is to be realized and to be manifested. So please don't get misguided by the word that it pertains to any individual. It pertains to the real absolute self of every one of us. Only thing in that body, through the proper experimentation, he was able to uncover it. We have to find out some science through which we can experience the infinite bliss of the same. Thank you very much.